Is Fox 2 News and St. Louis 11 News, the power of 2 at 6 a.m.
Take a cold shower, getting that AC, drink plenty of fluids. Dangerous heat continuing across the bi-state today. When we could feel summer relief.
You those who are incarcerated in Tampa, you heard me.
Good morning, TikTok. Good morning. I see you guys coming in. Come on in. That's right. This is episode 2 to my TikTok family. This is episode 2 of Coffee and Credit. We're going to do it 7 days a week until people stop sending me questions. And this morning we got some really, really good questions. So we're talking all things credit, all things funding. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to DM me. We're going to wait a couple of minutes. Let some other people get in on other sites. Right now, we're currently on 4 Facebook sites, LinkedIn, 2 YouTube sites, Instagram, and of course, my TikTok family. My TikTok family never fails. I had 1,617 people on TikTok yesterday. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate you guys. I hope you find value in the information. And if I look a little weird with my head turning, it's because I got a lot of monitors going on. Like I said, I got TikTok over here, Instagram over here, and I got like 7 or 8 sites in front of me through StreamYard. So please forgive me. We're going to give it a couple of minutes. We're going to get started. I got some great people sent me some great questions. Like they sent me some great questions. Also, I want to say that I am the founder of Pleasant Management. We are a credit repair company. We specialize in credit repair and also specialize in personal and business funding. So if that's something that you're interested in, please send me a DM. I will contact you immediately. Our reputation speaks for itself. It really does. And I don't know why my cat is zooming right now. Like she is, I think it's called zoomy. She is on a mission. What? Correct. She is. Backstory. My wife got this cat back in November of last year, so she's approaching a year old. And I was so angry that she got the cat. I was so angry. I'm like, why are we bringing a pet into our home? Like, I was so angry. And now I'm in love with her. Her name is Midnight. I am absolutely in love with her. So we're going to wait a couple of minutes, let some more people join in. Again, I am on like 10 different sites simultaneously. So, baby, come here, little mama. Jesus Christ, you got... My cat is insane. She is insane. Well, my TikTok family, you guys, you never fail, man. You never fail. Again, we had over 1,600. Please share this. It's valuable information. We are not gatekeepers. By far, we are not gatekeepers. We give the information away for free. Whether you hire us to repair your credit or somebody else, it doesn't matter. Hire somebody. Get it done this year. Because next year, they're going to make it rougher. It's going to be harder. Way harder. Right now, it's taking about... Right now, it's taking about, on an average, 6 months plus to get, depending on how damaged your credit is. It's taking 6 months plus to get it right. And in some cases, it's going to take longer than that. That's why I advise to get it done as soon as you can. Like, hire somebody credible. Do your homework. Just don't hire anybody. Hire somebody credible. All right? So the questions I have this morning is, what is the difference between a charge-off and a collections account? And that was actually a great question because most people don't know this. Most people do not know the difference between what's a charge-off account and what's a collections account. Like when you look at your credit report, sometimes it'll say a charge-off, and sometimes it'll say collections. This is the difference. And it's an ocean, a vast difference between the two. When it comes to a collection account, that means that your actual creditor who you owe money to for services or products or loan or whatever, for whatever reason, you stop paying, and after 120 days, generally 4 months, normally it's 30 days late, 60 days late, 90 days late, 120 days late. And when it comes to collections, boom, the creditor sold your account to a collection company. All right. They sold your account to a collection company. And I want to say, without your authorization, you didn't ask them to sell your account, but they sold your account to a collections company. Once they sell your account to a collection company, now the collection company is trying to collect the money from you. Let's say you owe ABC Industries $10,000. ABC Industries tried for 4 months to get paid. They didn't get paid. They sold that $10,000 debt to CBA collection company for $3,000. So now they sold your debt off to them and they're trying to collect it. All right. But you never entered into an agreement with the collection company. Your agreement was with ABC Industries. And that's where a good credit repair and restoration company are able to get certain things removed off your credit if they know what they're doing, right? So that's a collections account. All right. To do a recap, you owe one company. After 4 months, you didn't pay them. They sold your debt to another company, the collection company. And now the collection company is trying to collect the debt because they only paid pennies on the dollar on the debt. All right. When it comes to charge-offs are actually worse and harder than collections. Let me explain why. When it comes to a charge-off, the company is saying that we attempted for 4 to 6 months to collect this debt or get a payment from this person. Who is this? Okay, I got people trying to come in. Not right now, guys. Not right now. I got you on TikTok, but not right now. Let me get my point across. Okay, going back to charge-offs. When it comes to a charge-off, and again, a charge-off for most credit repair companies are more difficult, and the reason why is this. Remember, when it comes to a collection company, the original creditor sold that debt to a collection company who is trying to recover not only the money that they paid for the debt, but more money. When it comes to a charge-off, the original creditor, it normally takes between 4 to 6 months. A charge-off is a little bit longer than the collections. A collection is normally 120 days. A charge-off is generally 180 days. That means that this creditor tried to get a payment, something out of you for 6 months, and it didn't happen. The reason why a charge-off is more difficult is because with a charge-off, the creditor holds on to the debt. He doesn't sell it. So that means you could dispute with the credit reporting agencies all you want. It means nothing. you have to go straight to the actual creditor because he's maintaining the debt that you owe. And that's the biggest difference between a collections account and a charge-off. Charge-offs are generally more difficult to get removed because, again, you're dealing directly with the creditor. With a collection company, I know they don't have the original documentation. Like when I submit a challenge to the collections company and I say, hey, look, prove to me I owe this debt. Prove this to me. The only way you can prove to me that I owe the debt, the only way you can prove it to me is by sending me the original contract that my client signed saying that they adopted or they accepted this debt. Most collection companies cannot do that. 99% of collection companies cannot do that. All right, they can't. When it comes to a charge-off, they can. If I submit something to a creditor and I say, hey, look, show me the original documents that I signed, that I accepted this a debt, that I adopted this a debt, they could most likely do that because the debt is still in-house. So that was a great question somebody submitted. The difference between a collections company and the difference between a collection and a charge-off. That was a great question. I rarely get that question. She is zooming. What the fuck wrong with my cat? But that was a great question. But that's the difference between a collections and a charge-off. Basically, a charge-off is more difficult to get removed because it's in-house. A collection is a debt that's been sold from the creditor to a collection company for pennies on the dollar. All right. My next question is, when should I use a pay to delete? Watch the light, please. Hey. Okay. When should I use a pay to delete? For those that don't know, a pay to delete is generally dealing mostly with collection companies. And I've used this method several times. I've used it only when it was a small amount involved. Let's say you owe, $140 that's in collections on your credit report. And what I would do is I would write a letter to the creditor and I would say, hey, look, I am willing to pay this debt only if you delete it off my credit report. But this the catch. You have to delete it first. And the reason why is because they have the power to put it back on your credit report. That's why sometimes when you hire certain we hire certain credit repair companies and they get a lot of items deleted, and then 2-3 months later, all them items come right back on your credit report. You know what I'm saying? Because they did some other shit they probably weren't supposed to do. But anyway, that's the only time that I would use a pay to delete method is when it's a small amount, it's a couple of $100, no less than $500. Instead of me trying to challenge the debt off the credit report, I would try to negotiate with the creditor. I would say, hey, look, I'll pay you, say if it's a $500 debt, I'll pay you $190 if you agree to delete this off of my credit report. However, you have to delete it first. I only said it to say this here. Credit repair companies will lie to you. They will lie. You know what I'm saying? When they first call you on the telephone, and please, guys, if you ever get a phone call from a credit repair company, from a collections company, hang up. Hang up. Don't verify your address. Don't verify your last social. Don't verify your date of birth. Like, don't verify nothing. Just hang up. All right, don't talk to them because those conversations are recorded, and collection companies will sue you. So if you're on the phone and you're having a conversation with these people, and unfortunately sometimes we are entering into agreements, oh man, look, I can make the first payment on this day, and knowing that we're not going to do it, at all. Like, we know we're not going to do it, but it's just best to hang up. Don't talk to them. Don't have any conversations with them, because again, they will lie to you to get a debt. As a matter of fact, the first thing they say when they call is, this is an attempt to collect a debt, meaning that no matter what they say or do, it's an attempt to collect a debt. Hang up. All right, hang up. I'm going to tell you why you hang up. First of all, they don't really know who you are. Remember, these companies buy hundreds and thousands of dollars and sometimes millions of dollars in bulk debt. And the only thing that debt has attached to it is generally your name, your date of birth, and your address. That's it. So that's why when they call you, the first thing they say is, can you verify your date of birth? And you not knowing, you verify your date of birth. Then they say, can you verify your address? You give them your address. Can you verify the last 4 digits of your social security number? And you verify that for them too. But you gave them all the information that they didn't have. And that's how they trick you. So again, I reiterate, whenever you get a phone call from a collections company, just hang up. Make them do their job. You know what I'm saying? They got skip tracing services. They got all kind of ways in order to locate you if they really want that debt. Because again, they will legally lie to you. They will. Going back to a pay to delete letter. When I deal with those companies and I tell them, look, my client will pay this amount, but you have to delete it off of their credit report. It has to be absolutely deleted. And not only that, you have to delete it first, and then we'll pay. Because what'll happen is this. They'll tell you, oh, no problem. Oh, yeah, we'll delete it. Send that payment in. Yeah, shoot that payment to us. We'll delete it. And they won't delete it because they just lied to you. You know, I've known that to happen several times with people. You know what I'm saying? Several times. Or get them to put it in writing. What a lot of people don't know is this. You can sue collection companies. You can sue them. You know, as a matter of fact, the CFPB sues them a lot, which I'm going to discuss more tomorrow. But the Consumer Financial Protection Board sues collection companies regularly for deceptive practices. They get sued regularly. But because they make so much money, they pay those multi-million dollars in fines, and they keep continuing with the same deceptive practices. As a matter of fact, what a lot of people don't know is this. There are companies out there that try to collect the debt from you that's not even, that they can't legally operate in your state. All right, I want you to hear me. All collection companies can't just operate anywhere they want to operate. You know what I'm saying? Like, take a company like Midland, like almost Midland Capital or Midland Credit is almost on every credit report I've ever seen when it comes to a collection company. Midland is one of the biggest. Portfolio is one of the biggest. But they cannot operate in all 50 states. So a part of our program, what we do is that we actually go to the CFPB and we do research and we find out, can this company operate in a particular state that our client is in? Because they just can't indiscriminately operate anywhere, but they do. They do, and they will lie to you. They will absolutely lie to you to collect any kind of money out of you. Collection companies are the worst, the absolute worst. So if you want to know any more information on that, please hit me on the DMs. I'll be glad to give you a call, text. We could talk further about it. Another question that someone sent me was, Can late payments be removed? I get this question a lot, particularly after COVID. You know, a lot of people fell behind on their payments. As you know, when it comes to a late payment, you will lose anywhere from 50 to 100 points, decrease on your credit report. What up, Byron? That's right. It's a business. You're absolutely right. It's a business. Late payments are the absolute worst. They are the absolute worst. They can stay on your credit report anywhere from 2 to 7 years. Generally, after 2 years, it falls off. You know what I'm saying? If you don't challenge it, but generally after 2 years, a late payment will fall off. But it can stick around up to 7 years, and it will affect you in a lot of ways. Case in point. First, can a late payment be removed? I've had very minimum success when it comes to removing late payments. All right. And I said it because when it comes to a late payment, if you have one late payment, let's say your Discover card, you know, the payment came due, you don't have any alerts set up, you didn't know the payment was due, and you know, Discover send you an email, boom, hey, you got a late payment. In cases of one late payment, you could either call the creditor or write the creditor. It's called a goodwill letter. You can send them a goodwill letter, say, hey, look, you know, I didn't know this was occurring. I apologize. I've never been late before since I've been with your company. I mean, you basically pleading for forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? You pleading for forgiveness. But that's only in cases of one late payment. If you have multiple late payments on the same account, don't even try it. Don't even try it. Your best bet is to try to challenge it through the credit reporting agencies. You know what I'm saying? They will not forgive you if you have more than one late payment. If you have one late payment, you may get forgiveness. You know what I'm saying? You may get forgiveness if you have one late payment. However, before you make that phone call, set up auto pay. And you want to set up auto pay because you want to show the creditor that you're being proactive, that this never happens again. You know, whether if you keep the auto pay on or not, you at least want to show the creditor, hey, you know, I'm being proactive. I'm ensuring that I would never get another late payment. So, you know, can you please forgive me for this indiscretion this time? And it's 50-50. You know what I'm saying? It's not always guaranteed, but that's if you have one late payment. If you have multiple late payments on the same account, chances are it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Chances are it's not going to happen. You know, and I know this from experience from dealing with clients. And again, I've had minimum success. You know, I had a client that had a Discover card, had a late payment. We were able to first we sent out letters for like 2 months in a row. And then we went from letters to making phone calls. And then finally they took the late payment off. You know what I'm saying? We created a storyline why we needed the late payment taken off. You know what I'm saying? So we created the storyline and they removed the late payment. You know, so that was also another good question. Another question I have is, what are some of the best credit unions that I recommend? It's hundreds of them. You know, it depends on where you live. You know what I'm saying? Depending on your neighborhood. All my clients, I suggest local credit unions, local banks. I stay away from the big banks. You know, I stay away from the Bank of America, the Chases, the Regions, during the credit repair process. I mean, once you get to, you know, 700 pluses, okay, now you might be able to get services from the Regions, the Bank of Americas, you know, the big banks as we call them. But during that process of repairing and restoring your credit, because there's two parts. It's not just credit repair. You have to restore your credit. You know what I'm saying? Like some people may have to start off with secure cards. And that's one of the reasons why I like credit unions, because credit unions have amazing credit repair programs. You know what I'm saying? I know right now, of course, you got banks that have a lot of restrictions, like Navy Federal have restrictions. You have to either be in the military, you have a family member in the military, and even on top of that, because of so much fraud that Navy Federal went through in the last year alone, they are increasingly more difficult to get membership into. However, the 5 banks that I did write down this morning, and with these banks, you can join no matter where you at in the nation. Most of the times, hold on. Oh, sorry. Pardon me. Most of the time, it only requires. Pardon me. Pardon me. Most of the time, it only requires a membership fee. $5, $10. Sometimes they require you maybe to join the organization. The organization is only $5, $10 to join the organization. 3 out of 5 banks I'm giving you, I'm actually a member of. I've got funded from. They treated me extremely well, and they're all out of state. Like I'm currently in Missouri. My wife and I, when we travel, no matter what state we go to, we open up accounts with credit unions. Anywhere we've been in the United States, I always Google the credit unions in that city, the Airbnb address that we're staying at. I use that as my home address, and her and I, we both walk into there and we open up new accounts. Currently, right now, I probably got like 12. I want to say my wife got like 6 or 7. You know what I mean? So, but the accounts that I recommend for anyone can open these accounts in no particular order. PenFed. PenFed is known for giving out the bag. Generally, your credit score has to be 680, 690 with them. You know what I'm saying? To get some real funding, to get some high limit credit cards. But again, for those that's in that credit repair and credit restoration stage, each one of these banks that I mentioned is really about getting a secure card with them. You know what I'm saying? You want to get a secure card, because generally with a secure card, what you're going to do is after 91 days, 120 days, that secure card will unsecure and become a regular credit card. Case in point, when I started on my credit repair journey, I got a $500 secure card from Navy Federal while I was repairing and restoring my credit. It took me about 6 months to get unsecured. But once it unsecured, they returned the $500 back to me. They returned the $500, and they gave me a $2,100 credit card. And right now, to this day, that $2,100 credit card is now a $25,000 credit card, because every 91 days you can request a credit line increase, and that's what I do. Every 91 days, I ask for an increase. I make sure that my utilization is low. I ask for an increase, and generally they may give me, $3,000 or $4,000 additional on that card, or I may apply for other cards. I think right now I have maybe 4 Navy Fed cards. I have the Black Flagship, which is like their premier card. It's like $35,000 on there. But I started with a $500 secure card. So for those that are in the credit repair and credit restoration stage, I recommend with these banks that I'm giving you that, again, get a secure card and use it responsibly. Pay it off every month. And again, I'm telling you, after 91 days, 120 days, that card will unsecure. It will unsecure and become a regular credit card. All right, so PenFed is number 1. Down in the great state of Florida, there's a bank called Nassau Credit Union. They're located in like I want to say a lot of Walmart. They have brick and mortars. NASA Credit Union, another one. They give out high limit credit cards. Either to join, you don't have to live in the state of Florida to join. Again, you just either subscribe to one of their charities or you pay a small membership fee and you can join that credit union. Another not well-known credit union is called Blue Federal Credit Union. I recently got $11,200 credit card from them. They gave me $11,200 like within the last month. And I found out about them through one of my mentors. You know, he asked me, he said, man, have you heard of Blue Federal Credit Union? I had never heard of them. Went online. I had to donate $10 to one of their charities, and that got me membership. And then once I got into the membership, they have their own FICO credit reporting app, which most banks do. And I enrolled in that, and my credit score came back, and they sent me an offer for their platinum credit card, and I accepted the offer. Another one, Hope Credit Union. That's another one. Same thing. You just pay a membership fee or you donate towards one of their charities, you become a member. And again, the reason why I like credit unions as opposed to banks is because they're more community friendly. It's either to get an auto loan, it's either to get a residential loan, it's either to get a property loan, it's either to get a line of credit. Like it's like the threshold for them because they're community based. You know what I'm saying? They're very community based. A lot of those other banks like Nations and Regions, a lot of those banks, Bank of America, they're actually more corporate. You know what I'm saying? Like they're more corporate. I had a conversation recently with a Regions Bank representative, and I'm sure you guys always hear about this, you know, $50,000 no doc loan, which I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. So please tune in. It's a lot that goes with the $50,000 no doc loan, but I was having a conversation with a Regions Bank representative, and they actually give out up to $250,000 when you talk about a no doc loan. But again, it's not a no doc loan. Like it's some documentation involved. But they give up to $250,000, and but it's a lot of requirements. It's a lot of requirements. And I said it to say this. I knew a young lady whose brother had got arrested. His bond was $75,000. His sister, who was a member of Navy Federal, went to Navy Federal and was able to secure a loan for $75,000 to bond her brother out of jail. Now, I don't think of any other institution that would have done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think Bank of America or Regions, you know what I'm saying? Like, even now in southern states of like Texas, Florida, you know, in the Spanish community, they have a thing called a quinceañera, a kiss, when a young lady turns 15. And it's a big deal. Like, it's almost like a full-fledged wedding. Like, it is a huge deal of her coming of age of 15. And credit unions are giving out loans, just like wedding loans. They're giving out loans for quinceañeras in the South. I don't think any of the big banks would do that. You know what I'm saying? So just something to think about. And the last one I have on here is Consumer Credit Union. Same format, same deal. You pay either membership fee or you donate to one of their organizations. Very minimum. We're talking $15, $20, and it gives you access into becoming a member. So to recap, PenFed, NASA, Blue Federal Credit Union, Hope Credit Union, and Consumer Credit Union. Now, I want to say this also, because someone just commented why I have so many accounts. You have three major credit reporting agencies. You have TransUnion, you have Equifax, and you have Experian. Those are what people call the big three. Those are the main three credit reporting agencies. These agencies do not communicate with each other at all. They do not, and they're multi-billion-dollar companies, all right? And these are not federal agencies. These are privately owned companies. A lot of people think because you hear the word credit bureau, you think that they are federal agencies. They are not federal agencies. They're actually regulated by the feds, all right? But they're not federal agencies. These are privately owned companies, and they do not communicate with each other at all. On no level do they communicate with each other. Banks tend to pull from one of the three agencies. Sometimes they'll pull from two, depending on the product you're trying to get. So let's say I'm trying to get a multi-unit property and I go to Digital Credit Union, which is one of the banks I deal with. Digital Credit Union pulls from Equifax. That's one of the few institutions that I know that pull from Equifax. Generally, your Equifax number be your highest credit score because very few lenders and companies pull from Equifax. TransUnion is like the most poor credit union, right? So let's say, and I've done this. I did this with vehicles. I didn't do it with property, but I did it with vehicles. What I did was, if I know DCU pulls from Equifax, I know Navy Federal pulls from TransUnion, I know NASA pulls from Experian. So in 1 week, I was able to get 3 auto loans because I had a plan for the vehicles. I knew I was going to put the vehicles on Turo. You know what I'm saying? So in 1 week, I was able to go to each one of these different institutions, apply for an auto loan, and got approved by all 3 of them in the same week. My goal for the end of the summer is to go to 3 of them and get multi-unit property loans. Because remember, they don't communicate with each other. And you have a small time frame that you can go and get these loans before they report it on your credit report. So let's say Monday, I go to TransUnion and they give me $280,000 for a 4-family unit. And then I go to DCU and they give me another $280,000 for a 4-family unit. And then I go to, say, Bank C, Hope Credit Union, and they give me another $280,000 for a different 4-family unit. So now I got 3 4-family units. I got 12 doors. I have 3 separate loans because each institution pulled from somebody different. And I got a 30-day window to make that happen, because generally when you get a new product, depending on when your credit is reporting, you have a 30-day window before it hits your credit report, before the other 2 can actually see it. You know what I'm saying? They can actually see it. Let's say on Monday, I go to DCU. They give me $280,000. I go and buy this 4-family unit, right? And I wait till the following month to try to go to another institution to get another loan for another property. Well, once they pull my credit report, they're going to see the other one. And you know the problem? My debt to income ratio will probably be upside down because I'm carrying so much debt right now. Like I'm carrying 3 practically brand new vehicles. Now I'm carrying this $280,000 property loan. So I will have to literally back to back get loans the same way I did with the vehicles. So with the vehicles, Monday I applied, Tuesday I applied, Wednesday I applied, Monday got approved, Tuesday got approved, Wednesday got approved. Went to the call lots, 3 different checks in hand, got 3 different vehicles. And the vehicles pay for themselves. No money comes out of my pocket. And that's the reason why I'm going to do the same play at the end of the summer, or maybe the end of the year. I may wait till after the election. Who knows right now? I may wait till after the election. Interest rate's kind of crazy right now. But I'm gonna do the same thing with property. The same thing I did with vehicles, I'm gonna do with property. You know, I get offers all the time for home loans and things like that. But again, instead of me getting a single residential property, our goal is to get multi-unit properties. So that's the reason why I advocate having more or having multiple accounts. You know what I'm saying? Have multiple accounts and do your research. Find out who they pull from. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the crazy part. You could call the bank and ask the bank, hey, who do you guys pull from? And whoever you talk to probably don't know. You might have to just Google that information because I've done it. I've called institutions and been like, hey, you know, what credit bureau do you guys pull from? And they have no fucking clue. They have no fucking clue at all. Not one. So you may have to go to Google and Google, like, who do DCU pull from? Who do Penn Fed pull from? Like, you may have to just, you know, do some grunt work and find out on your own. But that's the reason why you want to have multiple accounts. And it's just like a thing like men say all the time, you know, what one woman won't do, another one will. That's the same way with banks. You know what I'm saying? Let's say if you're a small business owner and you've been in business for at least 2 years and you have all your paperwork in order and you can show that you're generating some type of income, at least on paper. And you may need, you know, $100,000, you know, to inject into your business in order for expansion or equipment or something like that. And let's say you go to Bank A and Bank A say, well, look, we can't help you. I'm sorry, you can't, we can't do anything for you. But now you got other options. You got 3 or 4 other banks you can go to and talk to. You know what I'm saying? Because that happens. You know what I mean? Sometimes the bank will say, no, we can't do that. Or better yet, let's say, because you do have 5 different accounts, let's say all 5 banks approve you. They all approve you. You go to each bank and say, hey, look, you know, I need $100,000 for my business. Here is my corporation paperwork. Here is my EIN. Here is my bank statements for the last 2 years. Here is everything you need from me to show you I am a legitimate business, my operating agreement. Like, here is everything on the table. And I have a relationship with you because I have an account. Remember, banking relationships is just simply opening an account. You don't have to have no fucking direct deposit. You don't have to make deposits every fucking week. You ain't got to do none of that shit. Open the account. Let it sit. Let it season. That's it. Let it sit. Let it season. If they charge you a monthly fee, sometimes they'll charge you like a $5 maintenance fee. Just make sure that you have enough in that account to cover that $5 maintenance fee every month. Because this is the thing. When you go to the bank to get a loan, they're not looking at your balance on your account. They're not doing that. They're looking at your personal credit. They don't give a fuck how much you got in the bank. And I know this from experience. From experience. I've had $50 in the checking account and got a $20,000 credit card. I've had $50 in the checking account and got a $75,000 line of credit with $50 in the checking account. They don't, everything is personal credit driven. Can I trust this person to pay me back my money? That's it. Can I trust this person to pay me back my money? And how do they know if they could trust me or not? They have to be able to look at my credit report. All right? That's why you don't want to have charge-offs, no collections, no late payments. You want to make sure you have a decent credit profile. Your credit score means absolutely nothing. And we're going to talk about, the matter of fact, we write that down. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. Credit profile. Your credit score do not mean shit. I've had clients with a 750 credit score and got denied for everything, and clients with a 690 got approved for everything because of their credit profile. It's all about your profile. So again, that's the reason why I advocate having more than one account. You know, and another thing, guys, you got to get out there and do some homework, man. Like, whether you hire me to do your credit and restore your credit, you got to put some work in too, because I can't walk into a credit union and open up accounts for you. You know what I'm saying? You have to find time to do that. Like you have to find time to build that relationship with that teller behind the counter, because a lot of times your approvals are based off the relationships. Tell you a quick story before I leave. When Al Davis Jr. decided to move the Raiders from LA to Vegas, the banks would not approve him for like the $2.5 billion he needed to build the stadium and the luxury apartments and all that kind of shit around the stadium. So he called Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones gets on the phone. Jerry Jones is the owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones gets on the phone and he calls the CEO of Bank of America. He said, hey, look, Al needs this loan. I'll back him. Go ahead and give it to him. And Al Davis got the loan. So a lot of times it's based off relationships. You know, even right now, one of my greatest relationships I have right now is with Simmons Bank. You know what I mean? Like Simmons Bank, Truist Bank down in Florida. And I'm in Missouri. But the last time my wife and I was in Hollywood, Florida, again, I go on Google, I hear about Truist Bank. I walked up in there and opened up an account. Same day, gave us $7,500 credit card. Made a video about it. So if you got it in the Miami, Florida area, you want to open up a Truist account, give me a call, DM me. I'll put you in contact with my rep. If you're in the St. Louis area, Simmons Bank, great institution, great bank manager. I have a good relationship with them. Call them often, ask them questions all the time. Always willing to give me some time on the phone, or sometimes I go down there in person. I've given him gift cards for his time. Like small gestures, man. Like just small gestures open up doors. Small gestures. Because remember I said at the end of the summer, I'm going to try to get 3-4 family units from 3 different banks. So now I'm establishing relationships. You know what I'm saying? I'm establishing relationships. You know, my lady down at Truist Bank in Miami, her name is Marcia. Beautiful Jamaican lady. You know what I'm saying? Great soul. I'll send several people to her to open up personal and business accounts. Several. I send her flowers. I mail her gift cards. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping that relationship going. Because guess what now? When I do decide to pull the trigger and get that loan, guess what she's going to do? She's going to make sure. She's going to make sure I'm successful in that. Guess what my guy going to do at Simmons Bank? He going to make sure I'm successful in that. Because paperwork is one thing, relationships is another. Whole different situation. That phone call to that underwriter, hey, look, man, I trust this guy. You know, he's been with our bank for X amount of time. Great guy. You know, what can we do for him? That's how relationships are built, man. But that's the homework you have to do. I can't do that homework for you. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that for you. So again, I suggest 3 to 5 different accounts, but know who those accounts pull from what credit reporting agency. You know what I'm saying? Know what they offer. Know what the thresholds are. You know what you're trying to get accomplished. Oftentimes, I get people say, oh, man, I need some money. I'm like, for what? What you need money for? You need money for your business? What, you trying to go on vacation or something? Like, what you need money for? And they have no fucking clue. Or they say, oh, I'm trying to create an LLC. You got a business plan? What's your business plan? Because there are what's called micro lenders. Every neighborhood has a micro lender in their city. All right. And what a micro lender is, it is an organization that can give you up to $5 million in funding. That is called a micro loan. $5 million is called a micro loan. So generally they give you anywhere from $25,000 to $5 million. St. Louis has 3 here in this city. I've dealt with one of the 3 great people over there. I've had clients I've taken over there that have got startup capital from them. Great organization, great city. Actually, I'm trying to do some volunteer work for them now to teach a credit repair class over there. But every city has them. But you have to take the initiative to find out what I need in order to get that yes as opposed to that no. And a lot of times it's just reverse engineering. A lot of times it's just asking the right fucking questions. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, everybody wants everything microwave. It's not going to come like that. Even when they talk about, the $50,000 no doc loan, it don't happen that way. You know what I'm saying? You got these scammers on social media. Oh man, DM bag right now, DM bag right now. And I'm gonna show you how to get the bag. So imagine if you got 10 accounts, you get $50,000 from each one. That's $500,000. It don't work like that. Because remember, you only got 3 reporting agencies. 3. All right. So if you go to one bank that pulled from TransUnion and you get 50 grand and they hit your credit report, you're not going to another that pulled from TransUnion to get 50 grand. It's not going to happen. Because remember, you got a debt to income ratio. It's upside down. It's absolutely upside down. It's not going to happen. So, but again, I'm going to discuss that tomorrow. But it's sad that you got people that talk about generational wealth and they talk about, service in our community and they scamming. You know what I'm saying? They gatekeepers, because again, I say this often, whatever they did to get themselves in the position they're in is not what they're teaching you. You know what I'm saying? They're teaching you courses. And I can show you the site they get the courses from. They white label courses. They just put their own cover on that motherfucker and they sell it to you. All of them. You know what I'm saying? All of them. And we don't get down like that. So everything that we've done, my wife and I have done, or I've done with my children. My oldest daughter had the worst credit score. Credit normally starts at 350. My daughter had like a 370 credit score, my oldest daughter. It took me almost 3 years to get her in position to where she could get an apartment. That's how bad her credit was. Like her credit was absolutely horrendous. But it was horrendous because she was my daughter, I call my daughter a career college student. She has a master's degree. She's 28 years old. She has a master's degree from a predominantly white institution. If anyone has been to college, you know that you get offers in the mail left and right for credit cards. Sometimes they just send you the card, you just got to activate it. And she fell into that trap, maxed them out. You know what I mean? She was a starving student, basically. You know what I mean? For 12 years till she got a master's. And it took almost 3 years to get her in position to where she was able to get a car with no money down. She's able to get an apartment in a great neighborhood, but it took 3 years to get there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of frustration, So to recap, tonight this morning we talked about charge-off versus collections. Charge-off are harder than collections because a charge-off stays in-house with the creditor. He's reporting your account as a loss, but he's still trying to collect on it. That's why it's a charge-off. When it comes to a collections, let's say that same company sold your debt to a collection company, and generally with collection companies, you can either negotiate or you can send challenge letters and get that removed because they're not the original creditor. And oftentimes they cannot prove even if the debt is yours. All right. We talked about this morning pay to delete letters. A pay to delete letter is when you tell a collection company, I am willing to negotiate on this debt if you delete it. And remember, collection companies will lie to you. So the best thing to do is either get that in writing or tell them to delete it first, and then I'll pay it. And you still want it in writing. You want to have something in writing because you can sue collection companies. People sue them every day. You can sue collection companies. So if you got a letter in writing that says, okay, I owe you this $500 debt. I'll pay you $195. I'll negotiate $195. And you agree to delete it off my credit report, you want to have something in writing. Do not let them verbally tell you yes. Again, they will lie to you. And also on that note, if a collection company calls you on the telephone, never, ever, ever, ever talk to them. Because the first thing they're going to tell you is that you are on a recorded line And this is an attempt to collect a debt. By law, they have to say that at the beginning of the conversation. By law, you are on a recorded line. And just like you could sue collection companies will sue you. As a matter of fact, Minton and Portfolio, it's another one out there, NVLV, they are suing more and more increasingly now because they're trying to make up money from during COVID. Because during COVID, everybody just stopped paying bills. So don't and please, guys, if you get one of these lawsuits in the mail, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. Please act on it. You know what I'm saying? Please go to court. And when you go to court, just tell the judge, hey, I ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? There have been cases to where the judge is like, you can't squeeze blood out of a turnip. You know what I'm saying? This person doesn't have it. Either you guys could negotiate some type of settlement, or their collection company, you ass out. You know what I mean? But don't ignore it. Even when it came to my daughter's mom, she had a repo. They sued her for the repo. She ignored it, didn't go to court, and she got a judgment against her. And right now, to this day, they're garnishing her paycheck. They are garnishing her paycheck. So do not ignore those notices. But at the same time, and I know it sounds confusing, don't be threatened by them on the telephone of a threat of a lawsuit, because remember, they will lie to you. They will lie. And that's why the best thing to do is don't even talk to collection companies. All right? Don't even talk to them. I think my TikTok is getting ready to go dead on me. Verify to continue. All right, so last but not least, we talked about 5 credit unions that you can join right now, either by paying a membership or donating to one of the organizations. And those 5 were PenFed, NASA, Blue Federal, Hope Credit Union, and Consumer Credit Union. And for me, guys, that's all I have this morning for coffee and cocktails. I will be back again tomorrow morning. I hope you got value out of this. I hope you enjoyed this. And again, if you have any questions or comments for me, please feel free to DM me and I will address them for you. Thank you. God bless. Have a great, safe day.